My puppy Fig sometimes helps me bake. She keeps me company in the kitchen. Say hi, Fig. Hello. She snorts sometimes. If the only reason you watch this channel is Fig, I could not blame you, and I would relate to you so much. So today I'm going to be making it's so hard to choose your favorite dessert. I love sweets, but my favorite cookie is the apricot jam thumbprint cookie that I'm going to make today. And it is probably going to turn out to be your favorite too, just warning you. And it's not hard to make. So the story behind this cookie is that my mom's favorite bakery, One Girl Cookies, makes them. It was her birthday, so I wanted to get her a box of the cookies, and I couldn't get there in time, so a friend of mine offered to drive over there and pick the cookies up. When he got back, he picked up a cookbook, their cookbook. Well, I don't think, my mom's not a baker, but I'm like, yeah, okay, so I'll keep this and maybe take a look at it. I really didn't think twice. The weird thing is that at that point, I've never owned a cookbook. Oh, so yeah, my mom saw the cookbook and she got really excited and suggested that I try to make these cookies. And they turned out so well that everybody in my family requested that I continue making them. This cookie is so versatile. You can use fig jam in it if you want. Fig jam. Strawberry jam, anything that you like. My favorite is apricot. So I'm just so excited to share this with you. So let's get started with the ingredients. I have white flour, almond flour, just finely ground, salt, 2 eggs. We're gonna just take the yolks. All that we need is the yolks. Light brown sugar, vanilla, apricot jam, any kind that you can find, and 1 cup of butter, unsalted. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is combine our dry ingredients. So I'm just gonna take this fork here and just make sure with any kind of dry ingredients that you can put it through a sifter. I just honestly use a fork. I have 2 bowls, 1 medium bowl and 1 larger bowl. I'm gonna put the dry ingredients in the medium bowl. Because what we're gonna end up mixing the whole final batter in is that larger bowl that we're gonna start our wet ingredients in. Okay, so that's some almond flour. Almond flour is so good. Okay, so that's the dry ingredients, and then the last thing we're gonna put is our salt. Okay, we just integrate everything with our fork, and we're gonna set that aside. Now we're gonna start with our wet ingredients, and it's just the butter. I've had this butter hanging out for a couple of hours now out of the fridge, so it is room temperature. Okay, 1 stick and 2 sticks. These are buttery cookies. That's the answer to everything. Butter makes everything taste better. Paula Deen said that, but I don't know if she's like still problematic, but I don't condone anything but her crazy amount of butter. And then her son came out with a cooking show called Not My Mom Is Cooking. So he just made things with less butter. So you're gonna make your mom's recipes, but not as good. Okay, I'll pass. Brown sugar. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is a new hand mixer. This is gonna be luxury, but I'm probably gonna mess it up. So we are going to I'm gonna start on low. The power. Well, this is easier. That's why people use tools that are powered. Power tools. This is the only power tool I'm gonna ever use. Oh. Okay, and we're just gonna do this for a few minutes until the butter and the sugar are nicely combined and it's just like a light yellow color. I like a fork, my old-fashioned fork. Does the trick. What do they do in colonial times? Did they bake then? We had to put a whole bunch of rocks in the dirt and let the sun hit. Okay. Oh. Wait. Okay, so now we are going to separate the yolks from these 2 eggs and put that in our mixture. So I'm gonna This is why this cookie is so awesome. It uses a decent amount of butter and the yolk, so it's a really, I don't know, it's fine. Okay. Okay, and now we're gonna mix the egg yolks in. Just using the yolks makes this batter richer, denser, and just really gives it a great flavor and texture. That's why they're just so buttery. And the last thing we're gonna add to our wet mixture is 1 teaspoon of some good vanilla. Ina Garden always said good vanilla. Before she added anything, honestly, she'd good eggs, good vanilla. And it made me feel like I can't afford that, but thanks for telling me that my product's gonna be lesser. And this isn't the best. I don't know if Ina would approve of this vanilla, but it's not that bad. I've used worse. Okay, now that we've added our good vanilla, that is it for the wet mixture, and I'm just gonna scrape the excess batter. Now it's time to slowly incorporate our dry ingredients. I'm just gonna put a quarter of it at a time. It's too much. Much. Yo, I don't like mixing. Okay, we just gotta wiggle it. That's the method. Okay, hands are clean. Oh, not the table. Well, the table's clean actually. I cleaned it before, but now it's not because there's goop on it. Goop! Shout out Gwyneth Paltrow. Tell me guys if you're into goop. Okay, now I am going to just let this dough cool for a little bit. You can keep it in as long as you want. You can even leave it in the fridge overnight if you want, but I find that about 15 minutes in the freezer or 30 minutes in the fridge is the perfect amount of time. So I'll be back after these cool, and then we will continue on with our cookies. This is the real me. Okay, I have chilled my cookie dough. So I have a cookie scooper here. This way you can get an even size all the way through. Should I start again? So I'm gonna use a cookie scooper here. Fig's squeaking in the background. She's playing with her baby platypus and she's squeaking. She's done. Okay, I'm going to use a cookie scooper here. It's about 1.5 tablespoons. So I'm just going to kind of press them in. And we will want to space them about 1 inch apart because, like I said, they'll spread a bit. There's 9 of these that I could fit on, but just make sure that they're about 1 inch apart. And they're already pretty much circular, but I'll roll them a little bit more. Okay, so they're in little ball shapes here. You can choose which finger you find most suitable. I'm going to use my pinky and press right in the middle of these dough balls until I hit the bottom. So we're gonna go right in the middle. And I just kind of take my thumb and my index finger as I'm doing that to hold the dough in place and just go right in the middle all the way down. Don't press too hard, just firmly enough. You don't want a hole at the bottom too. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put these cookies in the oven for about 10 minutes without the jam. And then I'll take them out, put the jam in them, and then put it back in there. Okay, see you guys in a little bit. The cookies are done. They've been in there for 10 minutes. I rotated them once. Now let us take them out. Ooh, okay. We got some browning on the edges. Okay, guys, this is the moment where we take our pinky lightly and we can press into the middles, or my index finger will work actually for this. Careful, it's hot. And make sure that indentation is set. Okay, perfect. Now, the original recipe says to puree this jam, but I realized that you don't really need to, as long as the jam is soft enough. I just have a spoon here and I mix it, especially if there are little clumps or pieces of fruit in there. This is a little spoon, it's like about a teaspoon. You don't want to overflow your cookies, so you just put enough to fill the indentation. You don't want them to overflow out. Okay, and then this is just the first round. I can go back in if I'd like to add a little more. Okay, so this is about the amount that I'll want for these cookies. The oven is still on at 350. I'm gonna put these cookies back in the oven and basically leave them up until right before the jam boils or is about to boil. And that's just because that way it sets, so when we take the cookies out, it's not dripping out of the cookie. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the oven for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'll check on them after 2. They're pretty small, so it won't take very long for the jam to set. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes. I checked after 2 and they could have set just a little bit more. So I'm gonna take the cookies out now. Yep, the jam looks pretty good to me. Okay, set these down. Yep, they look really good. The difference between the almond flour, the mostly almond flour batter, and the all-purpose flour batter is that this texture tends to spread out a little bit more. It has like a more moist and crumbly texture. They're so light and just really easy to eat, which is pretty dangerous. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let these cool for about 15 minutes, and that way they're nice and set and you can easily take them off of your pan, either put them on a cooling rack or a cookie tray, and then we can enjoy them. So I will check back with you in just a little bit. Okay guys, we are back and I have cooled these for about 15 minutes. And now I'm just going to plate them. Take my spatula. Careful, because on the edges of these, it's a little bit delicate. It's sort of like a lace cookie, if you know what that is. A little bit crunchy on the edge and then soft and chewy in the middle with that bite of apricot jam. It's really good. There you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Okay. Take another bite. That jam is like nice and tart. And these are so buttery. Like I said, it's a little bit crispy around the cookie and nice and soft in the middle with that pop of tart. It's an awesome cookie. I'm just gonna have. So I hope you guys had a nice time watching this, and maybe you'll try these. If you do, please share with me. I want to know what you guys think about them because I love them so much. So if you'd like to see more of my upcoming videos, please subscribe to this channel so you can get notified. I think there's a bell you can click or something. Do that. If you like this video, like it, and just share with me in the comments what you would like to see next, because that is really helpful for me. I have a long list of things I want to do, but if there's anybody that suggests something, that'd be really fun for me, even something that I've never tried before. I do want to experiment with new recipes and new flavors, ingredients that I've never baked with before. Okay, see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.